Welcome to In-Depth Outdoors, bringing you ice fishing's hottest bites with James Holt, Scott Stile, and the IDO fishing team. Walleye, crappie, pike, lake trout, and more. We'll take you to North America's top destination in search of your favorite species. More fish, bigger fish, In-Depth Outdoors. Brought to you by Lake Master, leading in accuracy, following with success. Markham High Power Ice Sonar. Take the Markham High Power Challenge at markhampower.com. Snowsuit Performance Winterwear, engineered with you in mind. Otter Outdoors. Get out onto the ice and into the outdoors. Custom Jigs and Spins, the hottest baits below the ice.
We're just getting out on the ice today in front of Wigwam Resort on Lake of the Woods. And typically this time of year we'd have two choices. We could fish the open water of Rainy River, or we can go out on the lake and fish the last remaining ice out there for gigantic pre-spawn walleyes that are staging just outside the river mouth. This year, Mother Nature's thrown us a bit of a curveball. It's been a very hard, cold winter, and we're coming into the last week of March with 35 to 40 inches of rock-solid ice everywhere. There is no open water on Rainy River. Chances are we're going to run into male walleyes that are in advance of the big females. So we may actually have to run way out on the lake towards more classic midwinter structure. We've got a great Lake Master map that will allow us to get where we need to go. And we're just going to kind of roll with the punches this morning. We're going to go back to the areas where these fish should be, staging for the pre-spawn run up the river. If they're not there, we're going to get mobile. We're going to be willing to run 27 miles if need be, all the way to the north end of the southern basin in search of these walleyes. Ah, there's a decent fish. All right. Not one of those pre-spawn monsters we're looking for, but a good way to start the day. There you go. I got another one on my Markham there too. Come on, baby. All right. Oh, that's a decent fish. About an 18-inch male. Those big pre-spawn females don't travel alone, of course. I mean, the males got to go with them too, and they're all trying to do the same thing. They're trying to run through the gaps in this little barrier island we've got to get up into the river to spawn. And the closer we get to spawn, the more fish you get in this area, and the more aggressive they get. Of course, that fish is awful aggressive. There's no doubt that he was going to take that all the way. What I've got going here is a 1/8 ounce lightning spoon. It's from Custom Jigs and Spin. And on the front, it's got a fire tiger pattern. Looks a lot like a perch. And on the back, we've got glow white. And it really seems to do a great job of imitating the perch, which is the natural forage in this system. Of course, I'm tipping that bait with the bottom or the top half of a shiner minnow, about 1 inch of the shiner, not the whole bait. And that provides a little scent, and of course, a real natural flash as that spoon's fluttering down below your ice hole. Oh, you see that? See that fish come up after that spoon? Whew. Man, that is an aggressive fish. Come on now. Oh, come on. You come charged up at it and just swirled around, went back down below it. Come on. This is where these flashers really excel, because you're getting real-time feedback. Got him. Yeah. You move that spoon up, you see it on your flasher. The fish moves up, you see it in real time, there's no delay. It's a real cat and mouse game. There we go, all right. Not a big fish, but a real neat way to show the effectiveness of the flasher. to see that fish come flying up off the bottom to intercept that spoon as it was dropping, and then to play that little cat and mouse game where he wasn't quite sure if he was going to take it, lift the spoon, let that fish get underneath it. He rose up a couple times, changed his mind, dropped back down below it. And just by kind of changing your jig pattern to match the mood of the fish, and that's where the flasher really excels. Because you're getting real-time feedback, when I'm lifting that spoon, I see it on the flasher. There is no delay. And the same thing with the way these fish are reacting to my presentation. I can adjust what I'm doing with that spoon to match the mood of the fish. If I'm moving it too fast and the fish starts to drop away, I slow down. I go to real small, subtle jig strokes. If the fish comes up fast, I know that fish is hot, he's real aggressive, I can pull that spoon away to trigger that strike. That fish is cold and so are my hands. I'll put him back.
Oh, I thought that was a big one. Man, he came in just tearing after it. 8 feet off the ground, almost 9 feet off when he hit. Oh. That's not a 28, that's not a 29, or that's not a 30-inch walleye. But I can take catching these all day.
If you're looking for world-class fishing, there's no place like Wigwam Resort. Located on Majestic Lake of the Woods, Wigwam is your home for trophy fishing 12 months out of the year. Hop aboard one of our spacious charters or bring your own boat and enjoy the fast-paced action Lake of the Woods is famous for. Wigwam also offers complete ice fishing packages, plus affordable lodging and a good hot breakfast. The best in fishing, food, fun, and old-fashioned Northwoods hospitality. Wigwam.
Oh, there's a better one. That was fun. At the beginning of the day today, Scott started punching a line of holes, starting in deeper water. We started at 18 foot, and basically he made a beeline for the shoreline. And where he stopped drilling holes is when he got into about 12 foot of water. And our first plan of attack was to narrow down the depth range where these fish were feeding. Once we had that depth range figured out, then we were able to expand the area that we were fishing parallel to the shoreline. And what you see now is the two otter houses basically are sitting on each end. They're bookends of that prime depth range. It's right in about 16 foot of water. And once we have those fish isolated, that's the depth they're feeding at, then we work to the left and to the right to try to cover as much area as we can. These fish move through in loose schools, and they're constantly on the move because there is no structure to hold them. And once we've got that depth range figured out where these fish are actually feeding, then we just camp on top of them and make sure that we stay aggressive and very efficient. Oh yeah.
Good fish?
Not a monster, but when the ice is that thick, the transducer's got to go. Yeah, it's not, I mean, I'm gonna say he's a 20. I wasn't even close. That's only about a 17. That's big eyeing it here. Yeah. This late ice pre-spawn walleye pattern is universal. Any place you can legally fish walleye during late ice, late March, early April here in the Midwest, these fish will be very aggressive and easy to find and target if you know what you're looking for. And today we're fishing Lake of the Woods, but this pattern would apply to any body of water where you've got a healthy walleye population. And what we're doing is we're fishing the area right outside the primary spawning grounds. And on Lake of the Woods, this massive body of water, the majority of the walleyes run from Lake of the Woods up Rainy River. So obviously you need to get close to those spawning grounds. In our specific case today, we've got a really unique feature on this lake. We've got this barrier island, this long, thin strip of land that basically divides the main lake and the river mouth where it meets the lake. On the lake side of that long, thin piece of land is where these walleyes congregate to wait for the flow coming out of the river to pick up and for the water temperatures to get right before they run up into that spawning river. So we're basically positioned out just outside on the lake side of this real thin island. And we're using a mapping chip from Lake Master. It has 1 foot contours to this area. And because Lake of the Woods is so big, I mean, we're talking over 1 million acres of water. This product allows us to get on these fish rather quickly. What we're doing is we're fishing a sand break, a slow, gradual sand taper on the lake side of this barrier island. And these fish pull up in huge numbers to prepare for spawn. But because there is no real structure in this area, these fish are real nomadic. But there are things you can look for that will narrow down your search area. Basically, Scott and I found that in 16 feet of water, right where these deeper pushes coming up out of the main lake ran up on the sand flat, is exactly where these fish concentrated. Everywhere else, we could punch 100 holes around this general area, and none of those holes are going to produce. Yet, once you've kind of figured out the pattern here, you find these little travel lanes of deeper water where they run up onto the shallow sand. The chances of getting on a large number of these fish is greatly enhanced. Another one of those males, Scotty. If somebody was looking to learn how to use a flasher, this would be the day, because these fish are so aggressive. They just come flying up off the bottom. There's not a lot of coaxing involved.
Yeah, those fish are super aggressive.
Unbelievable.
I mean,
There he is.
hammered it.
Oh yeah, I mean, this spoon is completely gone. All the way down into the mouth of that fish.
Otter Pro Series fish houses have all the technology and comfort that you demand. The toughest sled on snow and ice will handle all your gear and then some. Flip over the custom-made 900 denier ballistic canvas top for instant comfort. Plastic runners make pulling or towing the sled easy so you can cover more water and catch more fish. Aircraft quality, modified square tubular framing, and ultra-comfortable swivel seats keep you warm and dry catching fish in any weather. Pick up your Otter Pro Series house at your local dealer today or visit our website.
It's a pretty neat deal to be on a bite where you can consider the bite to be a little off because you catch so many males like this. You know, most people would really enjoy the opportunity to come out and sort through dozens of these, you know, 16, 17, 18, 19-inch males with that opportunity for that trophy of a lifetime. And that's really what this is all about. We're coming into just a real prime time period. The fish are really aggressive. They're getting just stacked up in these areas preparing for the spawn. Could be one of my favorite times of the year to fish. Got him. These males are so aggressive. Unbelievable. When you get a walleye come up and cover that much distance off the bottom in that short of amount of time, they're aggressive. Little missiles.
There he is. Got that guy. Not a big one again, but maybe it. Nope. Another little one. Boy, these fish are really aggressive. We'll get him back down there and get some more. I got another one actually on my screen right there. So when they're coming in 2s and 3s, you know it's going to be a good day. Here comes one. Look at that thing coming up for it. That was an aggressive one.
When the walleyes first start showing up in this area, prepping for the spawn, the first fish to arrive are the males, and that's what we're finding here today in huge numbers. In another week, maybe 10 days, you'll start seeing those males push up into the river, and the females will basically take their place. You'll have some mixing, of course. There's already females here. There's males up in the river already. But generally speaking, the males will arrive in numbers first, and the females will follow. The males will move from here up into the river first, and the females will follow. And Scott and I are having to sort through, I mean, we're just having just awesome action catching these small males. And by small, I mean, you know, 16 to 19-inch males. They're huge. They're here in huge numbers, and they're very aggressive. They're perfect eating size. We have no interest in keeping and eating a big walleye. So if dinner's part of the plan for the day, these are perfect size fish. Oh, there he is. That feels like a pretty decent fish there. We're kind of starting to come into that front end of prime time here in the evening. We spent a good chunk of the day making sure that we had ourselves in the best position possible. We spent a lot of time really figuring out where these fish were running in this area. There's another male, a 17-inch male. Boxed that lightning spoon pretty good. And really the technique we used to get started was Scott punched a series of holes in kind of a zigzag fashion from deeper water really straight into shore. And the reason we did that is we wanted to determine what depth the fish were holding at so we could work parallel to that shoreline, staying at that depth. And what that does for us is it keeps us right on that prime depth, that 16 and a half foot of water where we're finding these fish. And instead of starting out your day and kind of punching a series of holes all over the place, just determining the depth the fish are at first and then working parallel to the shoreline keeps you in that prime feeding area.
This one acts like I don't have a minnow on there or something. And I do, because I can see it. He likes it, just not quite enough to eat it. Come on. Oh! Dang it. All that work. All that work, and then he just clobbered it. That's called a swing and a miss. Strike one, but I'm not out. Oh, he's back. Well, another one to eat. I'm gonna eat good tonight. That's not what I'm after, but I am hungry, and there's nothing better after a hard day fishing than some nice fresh walleye.
Log on to idofishing.com. That's idofishing.com, and you'll be on your way to catching more and bigger fish. And you'll find fishing reports from all your favorite bodies of water, with monster fish photos, a friendly, helpful forum, and streaming video of every in-depth outdoors episode available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Introducing the Markham LX5 high-power sonar. With 5 times more power than the competition, you'll see baits that are 60% smaller. Offering better target separation, you'll see multiple fish, not just one big blob. And better interference rejection. Markham virtually eliminates interference caused by other flashers. More power means you'll catch more fish. See the difference power makes at markhamtech.com.
Got it. That's 2 in a row. Really working the jig and spoon aggressive now. I mean, just thrashing it, pound, pound, pound. They're going back reel for that one. He's not a monster, but got him about 5-6 feet off the ice there, or off the bottom, and he really got spirited. I think it's another male, maybe a little bit bigger. That's a sauger there. Just annihilated that jigging spoon. When you see a fish take a spoon like that, he's not taking a taste sample. He's just crushing it. We are definitely on the right spot as far as where these fish are moving through. We just need to convince the bigger females that are running in this area to bite. And we've got a couple hours yet to do it.
Come on, take it, take it, take it. There it is, there it is. I got a good one here, James. I don't know if it's a good one, but it's, man, it came up about 8 feet. Oh, here it is already. Come on.
a heck of a lot of help I was. You need some help?
I can get it 8 feet up. It came and hit it. I had barely, it's under the ice.
Oh, that's cool. Well, that's definitely a female. Finally.
Yeah.
We've caught so many nice males, and that's the first female we've pulled from this location. And typically that's the fish that we'd be looking for in this area. And as we progress further into the spring, we get more melt, warmer temps, we'll have more fish like that coming into the area.
Absolutely hammered that thing.
Oh, good
down
grief.
its throat.
You ain't kidding.
That fish was very aggressive. All these fish have been super aggressive. The males coming in, you know, you get them, boom, they're hitting right away. Same thing with this. That's a good sign. I mean, if those females are turning on, I mean, they have to turn on. They always feed this time of year, so.
I only need one fish over 28 inches. I'm not a greedy man, you know.
Well, we're going to get that. The wind's picked up, but I don't know. I thought this cloud cover might hurt a little bit, but hey, that's a good sign.
You're the big fish of the day, guy, so far.
Let's get him back down there.
Today's show is a great example of an opportunity that allows an angler to really extend their ice season. You know, ice fishing does not end in February. It doesn't have to. There's a lot of opportunities out there like this. Today we're on Lake of the Woods, but you know, I can think of dozens of other locations that have extended ice fishing seasons. And the great thing is, the fishing just gets better and better and better.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of areas that have, the season doesn't close, you know, early, at end of February. There's a lot of areas where you can fish all of April. I mean, these are the perfect opportunities to really get on a good bite, not only for big fish, which tend to get really aggressive this year, but also some nice eater-sized fish.
We have been absolutely wore out by dozens of fish in that caliber. They're perfect eating size. This would be a great opportunity to get your kids out here, family members, because finally you're able to ice fish outside and it's not 20 degrees. I mean, it's 40, 45 degrees today. The wind's got a little bit of chill to it, but how much more pleasant, how much more enjoyable is it to be fishing almost into April compared to January and February?
Right. I mean, we got a 30-mile-an-hour wind today. I mean, you probably don't, most people don't realize that, but we're able to sit out here and, you know, have the kind of action we did. It doesn't get much better than that.
This late season bite really starts about middle of March and will run all the way up to the middle of April when the walleye season here closes. With 40 inches of ice remaining, you can count on, if you can get out on the sheet of ice safely, this bite's gonna run for a couple of more weeks, and it's only gonna get better. These big fish are really just starting to show up in this area. So if you're looking to get your family out, take some friends, get in on a great bite, look no further than the South Shore of Lake of the Woods.
Well, hey, it's been a great day. I think we should go eat some of these fish.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Take care now.